I love being able to sit out here and watch these nannies. Just observe, watch them, watch the guard dogs work. In a sense, when they think there's something approaching or something coming into them, and the way the animals act, and how one will cause the others to flock together, or in a sense they're looking out for one another, and their instincts is to flock together when they feel like a prey is coming at them. But it's fun just watching them. It's really fun watching them. They're finally kind of starting to hit the Cerisa better. They went off of it for a little while, or wasn't hitting it very good. But they've been in here a day. This is 20 acres. As you can see, there's a lot of Cerisa out there. But then you can see where, this is kind of where they've been traveling a lot. But I mean, it'll be grasses that's down in there. They just trampled. They're neat creatures. They've literally, if we had to rely on cows to make a living, supporting 3 families without the wives having to go to town and get a job, I don't think we'd be ranching on this place anyhow, not with what we got growing here. The goats have made it to where it's doable. And the thing is, they're helping this ground. There's a little over 1,000 head here. There's 1,057 is what it is right now. But they're a neat creature. You got the fence to hold them, which this whole place, when we went from cows to small ruminants, which now we're only in goats. We went from cows to sheep and goats, and the sheep we had heck with them. The goats just have way outdone them. The demand for them is higher. Demand for the females is higher. And so it's worked better for us. So we've just totally transitioned to nothing but goats. And the reason we did try getting back into cows a little bit, we got about 300 mamas, but they just compete. The problem we face is come wintertime, both of these animals are competing for the same thing come wintertime, and that's stockpile fescue. And we're trying to do this without feeding. In the last 2 years, we hadn't had to feed anything. And so we are trying to make it sustainable, help the ground, and that's why we got out of the cows. So now we're just solely with goats. Now later on we may bring something else in, but it's still back to that same thing, trying to make sure we can get them through winter without having to feed. And so we are going to be a little over 4,000 head going into winter. Is how many head we're going to be going into winter with. So we've got about 600 acres to open back up. It was clear cut ground. We're getting ready to open it up and develop it and fence it and water it. And then I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but there's some neat things to come. Stay tuned to see what we're going to do there. I hadn't been on YouTube in a while. Actually, it's been like, I think 5 years since I've been on YouTube. I got on there and looked and seen where The last time I was on there was when we had sheep, and we don't have sheep anymore. And it wasn't long. It's probably a year or two after that we got rid of them. But I'm gonna start back posting videos on YouTube of what we're doing, how we're doing it. We're gonna do a little series on to be able to get into goats, kind of the do's and don'ts, and what's worked for us and what hadn't worked for us. And so stay tuned for all those things to come. We'll see y'all down the road.